Good afternoon, folks, and welcome inside the Grand Harvey Center here in Fredericton, New Brunswick, as we get set for this Friday afternoon matchup between the Down East Auto Parts Stars and the JW Lindsay Surge as we get set here for puck drop. The Surge coming into this game is currently sitting at a 23-3 record, 46 points on the year so far, as the Down East Stars coming in with a 13-15 record, 27 points on the year as we get set here for puck drop. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Logan Crothers with High Button Sports as we're moments away here inside the Grand Harvey. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you all had a good Christmas and a happy New Year, and we are underway. As Lutley picks it up at center. She tries to work it ahead. That's turned over and worked back. Here come the Surge. Work back the other way, over the line. Trying to work it towards the net. Lutley picks that off and works it up. And now she'll spin it back around to the far side for the captain. That's Ellie Mullins, who will chip it ahead. Lutley in behind her. Fitzpatrick trying to work it back for her. Picked off, though, and dumped right back in. Good job defensively there by Victoria Tran. Tran leads the defenseman for the Surge in points. She got the start here this afternoon. Worked out. Here's Walter. Down the far side, here's Walker. On her backhand, she'll drive it down low, and that goes in behind the net of the starting goaltender. Getting the nod here for the Surge, number 31. Rebecca LeBlanc, she had a big pad save there on a chance in tight. It's worked back here to the neutral zone. Hartnell gets it just over the blue line where Citrome collects and works it back into the neutral zone. Walker, cross-ice pass for Walter, who will work it in. Walker gets to it first. She'll cut back in behind the net. She got pinched off, centered, and picked off by the Surge. Working it back out here, up the wall. Here's Vautour. She'll try to chip it in. Joseph in there helping her out. Joseph centering pass, and that goes off the post as Vautour got a stick on it and went off the backhand and off the post and out. Matheson chipping it in. She'll give chase as Gibbs gets to it first. Gibbs works it around the wall. Joseph centers. Here's Vautour, who just went off the post on the centering pass attempt from Joseph, who had just peeled off to the bench. Back to the point. That's Walks. Gibbs shot. Blocker save, and that goes up into the net. We'll get a stoppage of play, and we'll get to introduce the Stars starting goaltender. In net for the Down East Auto Parts Stars is going to be number 1, Grace Dunn. She comes into this game with an 8-6 record, 2.4 goals against average, and a .913 save percentage. She gets the start here. This matchup here, the winner showcase in Fredericton. As it gets chipped in by Rossing, she'll stay back. So it goes D to D. The Stars look to break things out. Mullins, far side half wall. She'll cut back, work it back here. Past Myers. Fitzpatrick chipping it up the wall, and now that'll be worked into the neutral zone. Gibbs, D to D, goes off the stick of Rossong and over to the far side. Rossong chipped up and picked off. Here's Lutley down low for Mullins on the backhand. Can't stuff it home past the pad of Rebecca LeBlanc. LeBlanc coming into this game has a 9-2 record, 1.44 goals against average, and a .950 save percentage. As an impressive stat here for the Surge coming into this game, they only have allowed 34 goals against the entire season. They have 137-4 and only 34 against all year. What an impressive stat that is. They have over 100 goals in the plus side. The differential between goals for and against is plus 103 with a record of 23-3. Maybe they could be the Colorado Avalanche of this U18 female hockey league here in the Maritimes. As the Surge work it up through the neutral zone. Kim, good job to get a stick on that. Has chipped that in, and she'll give chase. That's Maya McCormick. Picked up in the corner. Here's Leckie, back to the point, shot. That's blocked, and the rebound just got cycled wide. It's down low, Leckie trying to work it back to the point. It got picked off, though, and back into the neutral zone. Back to retreat that, Kim. Works it D to D for Tran, up to the far side, as the defenseman for the Surge will head off on a change. Nice little play there, Citrome. Leaves it for McLaughlin. That goes up the far side, looking to chip it out. Good pressure, though, by the Surge on the forecheck as that battle right outside the blue line, works out. Robertson, the leading goal scorer for the Surge this season. She's got 34 points, 25 of them coming via her putting the puck in the back of the net. So 25 goals on the year for Nevaeh Robertson. She's out there now as that puck worked back just outside the blue line. Nedelku works it across. Up ahead, here's Hartnell over the blue line. Hartnell cuts to the middle, poked off of her stick, following it up. Here's a chance for the Surge, and that's blocked. Good job there following up. Ellie Eisner, the leading point getter here for the Surge. She's got 40 points on the season, 15 goals, followed up by 25 assists. So she looked to capitalize there and move up to 41 points as it's worked back here into the neutral zone. Lutley leaves it there for the far side. That's Myers chipping it up ahead. Mullins tried to center, goes off the skate, and it gets battled now on the far side corner. Spinning away from some pressure. Call up there. Number 19 will have to get the name and number for her. As Lutley in there on the forecheck. Mullins in there to help out as well. It goes off of her glove. Back the other way. Chipped up ahead. Here come the Surge. 2-on-1 if they can get going. Joseph drops the shoulder. Tries to cut to the middle. She does. Backhand shot. Gets deflected. Fitzpatrick. That's Raina Fitzpatrick. Works it for Mullins, who gets center and dumps it in. Right on net, though, of LeBlanc. She'll leave it there as that'll be worked up to the far side. The Surge looking to break it out of their own zone. To the point. McInnes sends it right back in, though. Over to the far side. Fitzpatrick steps up. She works it for Walker. Walker, 1-on-2 shot from distance off the glove of LeBlanc and into the corner. D-to-D play. Great job there to work it up the wall was Gibbs. Fitzpatrick, though, picks it off. Slap shot into the chest and held on to for a whistle by Rebecca LeBlanc. Good flow here to the start of this game. Action going back and forth in both ends. As the Stars and the Surge, 6 minutes exactly gone on the clock. Is still no goals here. Shots 5-3 in favor of the Stars as it's worked back. The Surge as it's worked back here through the neutral zone and turned over inside the blue line. As that battle dumped in there by Kim as she picked up the puck out of the scrum in front of the Stars bench. Citrome, she'll reverse it up the far side. McKenzie centers, doesn't connect cleanly though, and back the other way the Surge as that's picked off at center and worked back. Here's Poirier. Poirier gets taken down. Worked up here. Matheson trying to chip it out, loses handle, shot towards the net, didn't make it all the way there. Here's a chance in the slot. Big pad save as kicking the right pad out to keep that one a 0-0 game is number 1, Grace Dunn. Stretch pass, the Stars up to the neutral zone. Work back here. It's a 3-on-2, good stick, and that's taken away as a Surge. Work it D-to-D over to the far side. Tran on the far wall. She'll chip it up ahead, and that's worked back into the neutral zone. In behind, can't get it going. Gould try to keep it going, but now here comes the call-up for the Surge. Is that shot on, sent wide. Stars looking to break things out. Goes off a body. Nedelku picks it up. She'll cut back. Good job there. Nedelku taking her time as it's worked back here through the neutral zone. Nedelku, stretch pass, doesn't connect cleanly, and it goes all the way down for an icing call. .23 remaining here in the opening period of play. Thanks for tuning in once again live on High Button Sports as that puck off the draw, worked back. Here's Fitzpatrick, she'll spin it up the wall and chipping that right back in. Here's McInnes. Player will give chase. Player and Walker on the forecheck as it gets rimmed past her. Back, Fitzpatrick holds the line. Down for Walker. Out of the corner, Walker shot, big save, rebound off the post and stays out. As Player got the rebound but couldn't beat the post of the goaltender Rebecca LeBlanc. Puck back here in the neutral zone. Walker picks it up with speed right down the middle of the ice. Now she'll cut. Takes it away there by Gould. In the corner, Walker recovers the puck. Works it back here for Fitzpatrick. A move around Nevaeh Robertson. Fitzpatrick's shot. That's blocked on the way through. Eisner weaves. Works it here for Hartnell. Over the blue line. Hartnell down Main Street on the post and in. Hartnell breaks open the scoring here in the first period. Nice shot, no chances. That went posted in, perfectly placed. As the captain, Rachel Hartnell, gives the Surge a 1-0 lead here in this Friday afternoon matchup. Shots 7-5 in favor of the Stars now, as that will be the opening goal, but what a shot there. Right down Broad Street, let the puck go. Perfectly placed over the pad, under the glove, posted in. For the first goal of the game here is the captain for the Surge, leading the way. Get her team up on top by 1. Rossing over the line, Rossong, shot, pad save, kicked away. Gradone works it across, far side, Citrome out of her reach. Mullins trying to chip it out. Lutley also over there trying to get a stick on it to get it out. It's now to be ripped around here for Fitzpatrick. Got a stick on it, slowed it down. Joseph on the backhand near the point, tried to get it back down low. Now back the other way, here's Lutley through the neutral zone. Lutley leaves it for Mullins with a toe drag there. Nice little move by Ellie Mullins, backhanding it towards the net. Back the other way. Here comes the Surge over the line. Now down the far side, nice move to the outside shot. That's blocked. Rebound in front, glove save, rebound still loose. Now to the point, shot blocked as Kim let that shot go from the point. Tran walks, dishes, trying to cut to the net, no call on the play there as Vautour got her feet taken out from underneath of her. Stars just get center and dump it in as they were under some pressure there. The Surge trying to work it out. Battle here just inside the line. Player took a stick up high. Larkin now with it. Dumped in. McKenzie. Good job there by her. Is in there as Player and Walker once again on the forecheck. That duo been noticeable here early on in the game as it's worked back here through the neutral zone. Poirier trying to cut to the middle. Taken away from her. Great defensive play there by the defenseman for the Stars. It's worked back here. Fitzpatrick's shot, pad save. LeBlanc doing her part here so far. Walker, great back check there, cycling it back down low. As I've had to say her name a couple times, is Braylon Walker with a few hard nose plays here, working the puck towards the net on the forecheck. Nedelku up the wall, now into the neutral zone. Trying to work it up and in was, I believe, Vautour, but turned over. Matheson, nice little touch play here through the neutral zone, but it's turned over as Gibbs picks it up down the far side. Gibbs backhands it in, out to stop it and leave it there for Fitzpatrick. Sorry, that's Bradley. She'll work it back D to D for Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick under some pressure. She'll reverse it up the far side for Mullins. Mullins back for Fitzpatrick. She'll rim it up the wall. No one home as that's going to allow Gibbs to step in. Gibbs shot. Paddle save there, steered him behind the net. Back to the point. Surge now with a decent setup here as that's blocked. Good job there by the captain, Mullins. It's Vautour in the corner. She'll try to pick it off as she pinched off the wall. Now she does. Here's a chance on the shot. Bangle shot, and that's held on to as that went right into the chest protector of the goaltender, Dunn, and a whistle to her glove hand side. 12 minutes here expiring so far. The third game of this showcase here this weekend. Live on High Button Sports. Thanks for tuning in here inside the Grant Harvey Center in Fredericton, New Brunswick. If you're in the area, be sure to come on down and check out a game or two. As it's worked, cycled back Joseph. Can't get it all the way in deep as now it'll be worked back here, and Joseph recovering for her defenseman as Tran. Cross for Kim. Kim through the neutral zone, works it ahead. Drop pass back as Kim at the point. Lets a shot go off the crossbar and off the glass. Citrome will retrieve it. Work it up the wall. Mullins centers. Here's Raina Fitzpatrick. She'll get the blue line, dump it in. Lutley's going to give a little pressure. Tran in behind the net. Turns it over momentarily, but picks it back up. Great job there on the recovery. Now here's a chance out of this turnover. Rebound cleared away by Kim. Gradone stepped in. Joseph picks it off, though, and works it back here to center, and she'll get the red line and dump it down. Robertson applying some pressure. Walker picks it up. Now she's going to get her feet moving in behind her own net. Walker down the far side. Chip and chase for up ahead for Player. Walker. Great job there by Player to get her foot back on side, but Walker couldn't get it in deep enough, and it's turned back here by the Surge. Through the neutral zone. Battled here just at center ice. As Eisner comes out with it, works it over for Robertson. Robertson over the blue line. Pressured, though, by Myers. Down low, Hartnell, who had the opening goal. She works it to the front of the net. Big pad save. Kicked away there by Dunn. As now that puck into the neutral zone, Nedelku. D to D. And dumping that puck right in. Heads up. As Dunn misread that, it goes under her glove. Matheson chipping it up the wall. Right off the bench. That was Vautour who gets it back in. Larkin works it up here for McLaughlin down the far side. She'll jump, chip it in, and she'll get in on the forecheck with Matheson. Up the wall. Now centered over to the far side. Down the far side, Buffett. And over the line. Buffett looking over an option centering, doesn't connect. Battled here on the, just over on the far side of the net. Worked up the half wall and now out. Good job there reading that. Puck was Rossing. She held it inside the red line, trying to work it back in deep here at the Surge. The puck battled in the feet there. Now worked up through the neutral zone. Here's Fitzpatrick once again. Raina Fitzpatrick on her backhand, lets a shot go and steered away by LeBlanc. Back to the point for her sister, Bella Fitzpatrick. Pad save, rebound. Cleared out of harm's way. As Joseph centers, Fitzpatrick steps up and intercepts that pass in front of the Surge bench. As Fitzpatrick and Joseph battle for it. As Bella Fitzpatrick and Raina Fitzpatrick, the sisters out there together. As it's chipped back here by Walker. Been an energy bug here so far for the Stars in the first 15 minutes of this opening period. Mullins out there with her. A little bit of line switch up here as Lutley out there with her as well. So Player not out there right now as Lutley will peel off and Player hops over the boards. She gets right out. She gets her feet moving up towards the forecheck as the Surge looking to break it out. That doesn't connect cleanly. Poirier, great move there to take her time, spin with the puck as it's worked back in on net, and Dunn will hold on for a whistle. So 15 and a half so gone here in the opening frame. 1-0 the score. The only goal coming off the stick of the captain, Rachel Hartnell, who has the opening goal and the only goal here so far in the opening period. Face-off, glove hand side of Dunn. Puck dropped. Joseph gets to it. She'll cycle it back down low. Gradone trying to pinch off into the corner, but great job there to keep her feet moving. That's Leckie, Chloe Leckie, over top of the dots. She works it over here for Kim. Kim centering pass, picked off. Once again, Walker. And a nice defensive play. Walker gets her feet moving. She'll get it just over the blue line as Kim fakes to go up the wall. Now she'll work it back. Kim with some pressure there. Got to be careful as she was the last lady back. As Walker once again turns the puck over. She tries to spin away from pressure, but Kim knocks off of her stick. Joseph on the half wall. Joseph trying to chip it out. Leckie in there helping out as well. 3-on-2 battle continued. Kim comes out with the puck. Isabel Kim over to the far side. That's Maya McCormick who gets center, trying to dump it in. Goes off the body of Citroman back the other way. Nice little move there by Chloe Leckie, but it's turned over. Great job to stick with it. Over on the far side was Citrome, I believe. Is that puck now? Work D to D past the forecheck of Matheson for Hartnell, who tried to cut to the middle and poked off of her stick by Matheson on the back check. The Surge work it D to D across ice. Hartnell had troubles with that pass. Now she chips it into the neutral zone, but only momentarily. Mully off the bench. Mullins shot. And that goes off the shin pad and back out. Larkin on the backhand dump in. The Stars look to get back in here on the forecheck. Only 34 goals allowed so far here in the season for the Surge, as they look to keep that intact here against the Stars. Meyer stepping in from the point, trying to work it to the net, but it can't do so. It goes off a skate, and back here comes Hartnell through the neutral zone. Rachel Hartnell, one-on-one against the forward. Mullins is the two captains. Went one-on-one there on the far side. Puck centered to the point. Rossing, stop, rebound, another save. Poked away there as the rebound sat loose. Dunn got lucky there as good defensive play. I think Mullins might have got her stick in there to poke it away. 2.5 minutes here remaining in the opening period. Lutley lost the battle on the far side. Great job on the forecheck there. Ellie Eisner has 40 points on the year. Fitzpatrick running into the defenseman there and a shot on, and that's held on to for a whistle. Dunn gonna let her team get a change in. Face off will go to the glove hand side of Dunn. Player will face off in her own zone. Battled for there off the draw. The Stars won it but turned over right away. Joseph, good forecheck there. Over to the far side. On the just outside the ringette line. Puck work back to the point. That'll be walked across. D to D. Gibbs. Shot. Pad save once again by Dunn. Kicking the puck to the far side. Joseph picks it up. Centers. Doesn't connect though as the Stars pick it off and working it back. Here's Walker. She'll chip that into the neutral zone just outside the red line. Joseph on the pressure just in front of the Stars bench as the Stars look to get things moving north. As that goes east to west there, picked up on the far side, and that'll be collected by Rossing. Works it back for Gibbs. Centering pass up ahead. Here's Poirier. Cutting to the middle, leaves it for Gould over the line. Gould shot, pad save, rebound, and a delayed call up coming here is getting hooked on the far side was number 11, Sangster, and a hooking call here with 1:16 remaining opening period. We'll get a first penalty as McKenzie's going to go to the box here for the Stars. A hooking call as the rebound spit out off the pad of Dunn and right onto the stick, or would have been the stick until she got hooked up. And an upcoming call here will send the Surge to the power play. Their power play running currently at 27% here on the year, which is pretty impressive considering they have a PK running at 85. You're looking for just about the 100 mark, and they're just over that. As the PK for the Stars coming into this game, great PK for them. They currently sit at 88% on the season, so good job there by the Stars coaches locking down the PK system. As that worked back, Hartnell pressured by Fitzpatrick. The two number 17s now over there gonna battle as it's worked across here for Eisner. Eisner down low, picked off, clearing attempt, goes off the body of Hartnell, but right onto the stick. Here's Lutley. She'll dump it all the way down and head off for a change as Mullins and Lutley started that. PK is, that'll be here just under half a minute now remaining opening period. Surge on the power play. If they don't score, it'll carry over just about half a minute into the second period. Vautour, drop pass, picked off and into the bench of the Stars as that dump out attempt cleared up over the boards and into the bench. Player, good job there reading that play to pick it off, but just need a little glass there to get it up and out, but good job there by Player. She's had a great start to this game as well. Doing it in both ends of the ice, forechecking and back checking. Puck work back here for Rossing off the draw. She'll work it back down. Nice pass there by Eisner, one-timer attempt. Fanned on by Hartnell. Battle in the far side end wall. 3 seconds remaining here, opening period, and that'll do it here for us. Inside the Grant Harvey Center. Thank you for tuning in for the opening period of play. We'll be back here for a second period of action here in about 12 minutes or so, live on High Button Sports. Welcome back here live on High Button Sports as we get set for a second period of action. Power play going to continue over for about 45 seconds or so here to open up the period as the Surge lead by 1, looking to make it 2 here on the power play for about another half a minute. So that puck worked in. That dump out attempt off the skate and a chance there off the sharp angle shot. The Surge looking to get that puck battle. Fitzpatrick doing a great job making sure time trying to click away here on the penalty. Is that fanned on pass? Here's a chance. Player. Will she get rewarded for her efforts in the first? Player on her forehand gets taken down as a big pad save there by LeBlanc. 4-on-3 back the other way. Eisner kicks it wide over the line. Here's Hartnell on her backhand. Hartnell to the net. Hartnell shot, pad save, rebound, cleared all the way down. As the puck goes all the way down, no icing. Tran gets to it before the red line. She'll chip it up. Thought Kim was there. It's turned over. Here's Mullins down the far side. They'll battle for it. Puck turned over. Hartnell up for Robertson, the goal leader here for the Surge. Robertson into the slot. Shot. Rebound. Pad save as Lutley controls it off the pad. Over to the far side wall. Fitzpatrick centered. Picked off in the slot. Shot. That's blocked. As Gould with a nice defensive play there to get back, got rewarded. Sangster for Tran. She'll walk. Shot tipped next to the net. Robertson's shot can't make it home. Down low. Good job there by Lutley. Skate to stick, work it up for Mullins on the half wall. As you see down in the end wall there, the St. Thomas Tommies, who we got to catch up with one of the fourth-year veterans, Amy DeVerticek, pregame, do a room tour, so be sure to head over to High Button Sports Instagram and stuff like that. That video will be uploaded later on this afternoon. As the Surge now in the neutral zone, working it right back here for Sangster. Try to toe drag through the feet, but can't do so. That puck just outside the Surge bench will get dumped in. As Gould will now peel off for a change as the Stars look to break things out. Nice move around one, move around another, working it up here. Citrome through the neutral zone. Citrome backhand pass, doesn't connect. As that'll be picked up in the far side by Nedelku. She'll take her time and take the space she's given as she works into the neutral zone. That pass for McCormick didn't connect cleanly. Stars in their own zone, trying to work it up for McKenzie. Great job there by McCormick, and a nice move out of the corner. McCormick in the corner, she'll spin away from pressure over top of the dots. McCormick lost the puck in her feet, and it's turned back. Here come the Stars. Getting center and dumping it in, Larkin. Retreats to her far side point. As the Surge centering pass, doesn't connect cleanly, and back into the own zone. Here's Myers. Myers try to work it up the wall, but a good read there by McCormick, who gets the puck. Centering pass doesn't connect. Is that puck? Headman pass doesn't connect cleanly as Walker will chase it down and get to it first. It'll take away the icing. And the whistle did go. I think the face-off will go back here to center ice as the linesman, maybe not used to the touch icing rule, blew it down, and her face is as red as the red line. As a little embarrassed there, but it's all right. Everyone makes mistakes. It happens. First game back after the Christmas break. A little rusty maybe, so everyone's shaking off the rust here after the Christmas break. Far side. Bradley trying to chip it up the wall. They battle right outside the door. Over on the far side wall. It's turned over right at the blue line there as Buffett makes a move and dumps it in. She'll give chase. Bradley to it first. Buffett. Good job there on the forecheck. As here's a centering pass. Here's a chance. Vautour fans on it as down and out was done, but couldn't get it up and elevated as Vautour fanned on the shot. Battle, far side wall, over top of the circles. Dished over here. Here's Tran. Shot, glove saved by Dunn, and she'll hold on for a whistle with 15:52 remaining on the clock. Vautour in here on the offensive zone draw. Surge lead by 1. Hartnell with the lone goal here so far, the captain for the Surge. Is that puck on the drop, pushed forward by Vautour. That puck chipped up the far side, now sent right back off the skate. Lutley collects it. Half wall, Lutley tried to chip it. Up and out, goes off a skate, and it's battled for. Cycled back down low. Citrome to it first. She takes a bump there. Joseph in on the forecheck, separating the puck from body. As here's a chance, Vautour shot fanned on once again. Vautour had a couple opportunities here so far, but just can't find the puck to get it up and elevated. Mullins with a toe drag. Mullins to her backhand. Mullins and a big toe save there. LeBlanc with a beautiful save there to kick the toe out on Mullins. I don't know what was nicer, the move by Mullins or the save by LeBlanc. As the Surge up over the blue line. Hartnell dishing it back for Robertson, who couldn't get to it. Robertson now in the corner. She'll cycle it off the head of Gradone. She was looking for it. Gradone will rim it around to the far side where Raina Fitzpatrick collects. Fitzpatrick on her forehand centers. Mullins couldn't get to it as it's worked back here for Eisner, who turns it over. Back the other way. McGuigan over the blue line. She'll chip and chase. McGuigan down the wall. Great job there to get in the way and work it D to D as that puck worked up the far side wall by Nedelku. Hartnell tried a backhand pass, didn't connect. It went off a skate and all the way down. Larkin to it. Up the wall. Matheson can't get it out. To the point. Back down. Here's Hartnell. Down low and shot it and a glove save. Dunn doing a great job there with the glove, grabbing that puck out of the air and holding it on for a whistle. And a face off to her glove side. Has some action both ends of the ice here. Both goalies doing their part. 24 to 15 shots in favor of the Surge. They've had a couple long shifts in the offensive zone, just not really able to solve the goaltender, Grace Dunn. Only one goal here so far off a rebound, and Hartnell was the recipient of that goal. As it gets poked past Nedelku all the way down, no icing. Nedelku gets to it before the goal line. Alicia Nedelku works it D to D. Sangster now on the half wall, chips it, doesn't connect. Citrome, far side, just at the red line. Cross ice pass, and it's picked off here. Sangster over the blue line. Sangster, good defensive stick there by McInnes to knock it off of her stick. As that puck into the neutral zone. On the far side wall, Player works it up ahead. Here's McInnes. Has a lady going to the net with her, didn't see her. That was Walker. Cycling it back down low. Here's Player. Centering pass doesn't go. As that got through the feet there. As now it's worked up here. Sangster tried to center off the skate. Player picks it off. Down the far side. Player on her backhand. She'll keep her feet moving. She'll drop it back. Walker trying to stick with it. Back to the point. Shot. Pad save. Rebound. That puck up and elevated over top of the net on the rebound. As a good job there by LeBlanc with the first save, and trying to shuffle it upstairs was Player, and she'll peel off for a change. Larkin to it behind her own net. Larkin up the far side wall. Walker, cross ice pass. That's a nice little play there as it works up. Here's Mullins. Mullins with a move to the middle. Mullins trying to drop past. No one there. Off the skate, McCormick. Tried to go back in behind her net, but Mullins cycles it down low. Mullins bounce over her stick, and that's picked up. Rossong up the wall here for McCormick, who's centered and doesn't connect. Lutley left it there for Fitzpatrick over the line. Fitzpatrick's shot blocked by Kim. Kim in behind her goal line, trying to cut out in front of her net. Got to be careful there. It almost got turned over as Robertson picks up the loose puck and works it down the far side wall. Robertson trying to work it around Larkin. Gets held up there as Fitzpatrick back for it. Fitzpatrick up ahead, trying to work it up here. Was Lutley in there helping out. Turned over, surged to the net, and picked up here by Larkin. She'll work it up the far side. Here's Fitzpatrick. Cross ice pass, gives us off the shaft of the stick of the defenseman. As that's turned over, back here in their own zone. Fitzpatrick, move around one. Nice little chip play to herself. Fitzpatrick working it up the wall. Now it'll be over skate. Here's a 2-on-1 for the Surge. Robertson's going to drive the net off their skate. And in behind her. Puck battled here on the wall. Buffett in there battling. 2-on-2 battle. Just waiting patiently just outside was McKenzie. Good job there to stay out of the battle, trying to look for the loose puck. Fitzpatrick will just chip it into the neutral zone. Smart play there. Nothing was open, as now it'll be turned right back up. Here's Nedelku. 1-on-3. Nedelku sticks with it. She'll work it into the corner. Cycling it for Joseph. Joseph on the far side wall. That's Danica Joseph. Had a noticeable first period and continuing it in here to the second. Nedelku at the point. Got to be careful. She's the last one back. Move around one. Vautour lost her footing. Now back the other way. Stretch pass for McInnes. Doesn't connect all the way down. LeBlanc paddles it away to the far side wall and chipped out into the neutral zone. Fitzpatrick chipping it up the far side wall into the feet of Mackenzie, who now chip it up ahead past Robertson. Nedelku to it, trying to work it up the wall. Player off of her skate to stick. Player centers in behind Mackenzie and back to the point. Gradone cycling it for Mackenzie. Down low, trying to work it out front was Walker, but it rolled off of her stick. Cycle play by Mackenzie. Picked off and cycled to the far side as the Surge look to get it out. Good job on the forecheck there by Player, and Walker once again. Puck turned over, high slot, Mullins, toe drag around one, shot, rebound, loose, can't get it elevated over the pad. Another big save by LeBlanc. Rebecca LeBlanc with 2 or 3 massive saves here in the second period to keep it 1-0. Hartnell to the middle of the ice. Hartnell trying to work it down low. Doesn't connect cleanly. Hartnell on the forecheck, turns it over, shot, pad save. Dunn once again kicking that puck out. Rossing off the bench and into the action. Gradone turns it over though, trying to work it back up here for Mullins. Ellie Mullins awaits that puck on the half wall, but Lutley will pick it up. Centers off a Surge player. Now here's a chance as Walker at the end of her shift was tired. Gets to it first, trying to wrap around a tip. Doesn't go as it went off the outside of the leg of the goaltender LeBlanc. Back to the point. Stars with some pressure now. Shot blocked on the way through. Rebound loose in front. Steered into the corner. Mullins on there on the forecheck. She gets taken down. Puck back to the point. Larkin has it. She lets a shot go. Fanned on it a little bit. Now worked out here by the Surge. 2-on-2. Shot from Hartnell. Shot on and glove saved by Dunn, who's elected to play it up for Larkin. Surge on a change. That pass up ahead. Mackenzie in there on the forecheck. Turns it over. Mackenzie centering pass. Doesn't connect cleanly over here on the short side as Kim works it D to D. Surge looking to break things out, but the Stars with a relentless amount of pressure here as that's worked up by Larkin. Sangster intercept the pass and turned it over as Tran works it back here off of the far side. Worked up ahead by Kim, who will dump it in. Stars looking to get things out, but that goes off a skate just inside the blue line. Now the puck battled for just by the door of Eleanor Feldham, the backup goaltender today for the Lindsay Surge. Myers over the far side wall. She'll work it in over the blue line. Myers on her backhand, trying to work it towards the net. She'll stick with it though and battle for it. And a delayed call upcoming here. We'll wait to see the call. Looks like a cross-checking call upcoming, and it looks like it's going to be Isabel Kim to head to the box, and a power play here for the Stars, their first of the game. Only seen one penalty call here so far. And a power play for the Stars, a much needed one. They got closer in the shots. They only trail by 6 now. A little bit of pressure here for the Stars, resulting in a power play for them. Lutley out there to take the draw. Just under 8 minutes here remaining in the second period. That puck centers, doesn't connect. Fitzpatrick, far side point, has some pressure on her. That's Buffett. Good job there, not taking a penalty and stick with it. But Mullins picks up the loose puck. Mullins shovels it over top of the net. Ellie Mullins, the leader here for the Stars, as Larkin walks it in for Mullins. In her feet, Mullins towards the net. Rebound, pushed through the crease and out. Picking it up and chipping it here is Vautour, who gets tangled up with Mullins. Fitzpatrick down the far side over the blue line. She'll dump it in. The Stars look to get to it first, but good job there reading that dump in. But the Stars will pressure 3-on-1, and it's turned over. Good job there on the forecheck. Back down low, Mullins. She'll protect the puck on the end wall. Mullins is tied up there a little bit. She'll work it for Lutley. Lutley for Larkin. Just holds the line. Larkin for Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick slap shot goes wide, glove side. Larkin Cycles it back down low. Player back to the point. Fitzpatrick's shot got tipped wide. Pressure once again, the relentless pressure from Player and Walker here, and that's turned over. Work back to the point. Larkin bounces over her stick and into the neutral zone. Fitzpatrick will collect. She's going to try to work it right back up ahead as it's Larkin over the blue line. Larkin in, toe drag shot, that's sent wide. Past the glove hand side and all the way back into the neutral zone where Fitzpatrick trying to work it back up the wall, picked off by Joseph and dumped back in. All the way in behind the goal. Fitzpatrick chips for herself. She'll pick it up on the far side as Walker, an outlet there. Fitzpatrick will just chip it in behind the net. To it first, though, is Tran. Tran gets to it and dumps it all the way down 200 feet from in behind her goal line. That'll do it here for the power play for the Stars. A couple of close chances, but couldn't beat LeBlanc as that'll be picked up here and wheeled out. Nice backhand pass just in behind Walker as that wasn't Tran, sorry, that was number 21, Nedelku had stepped up there and just got enough on it to disrupt that pass. As a surge, work it in over the line. Down low and behind the goal line, Joseph pressuring that puck. Citrome backhands it up to the point where it's held in by Gibbs. As that puck goes into the bench, as Feltham had opened the door to let one of the players in. The puck entered the bench, and that'll stop play here. Face-off will go inside the zone. It's an offensive zone draw here for the Surge. Eisner, leading point getter for the Surge. 40 points so far in the year. Only played 26 games. Hartnell scores! Hartnell off the draw, walks to the middle and rips it home. And Hartnell double dips here in Fredericton. She's got the Surge up by 2. The leader for the Surge leading the way here today. That was another goal coming off the stick of number 17, Rachel Hartnell, and she's got 2 here today. 5:22 remaining in the second period. So the Surge now have 100, and as down the far side, hopefully I didn't lose you there, as it's worked in, dumped in on the rim there, chipped up the wall. Mullins can't connect it cleanly, and that'll be chipped back here through the neutral zone. Turned over. Hartnell once again down the far side. Hartnell looking for 3. Hartnell on down below the goal line. Rachel Hartnell dishing it to the far side point. Nedelku shot. Pad save there by Dunn. Larkin chipping it up the far side. Stars look to get on the board here. They trail by 2 as the captain with 2 goals for the Surge has them on top. Robertson turns the puck over, works it down low as she tried to center, doesn't connect. Nedelku on the far side point will cycle it back down low. Myers chipping it around the wall to the point. That's blocked by Mullins off the shaft of her stick. Sangster to Nedelku. D-to-D pass worked outside the line. That'll be an offside call there as it went outside the line and then back inside and forced offside there. We'll stop play. Face off just outside of the Surge bench area. So Hartnell has her team up by 2 as the captain and the leader here for the Blue. My apologies there, folks. A little bit of an internet connection here, but we're back and underway. Hopefully didn't miss too much of the game here as 2 minutes remaining here on the clock as it's worked in. Here's a shot and a pad save by LeBlanc. It's just under 2 minutes now remaining second period. So we got that all situated as Lutley down low. Trying to work it up, but here's Tran. She'll cut back. She'll cycle it in behind for Gibbs, who doesn't connect cleanly. Fitzpatrick on the forecheck turns it over. That's Raina Fitzpatrick for the Stars, the sister of defenseman Bella Fitzpatrick, wears number 17. You see here at the top left-hand side of your screen, or bottom, sorry, near the middle, I guess I should say. The defenseman here just in front of us, I should have said, as it's worked back here. McCormick on the half wall, has some pressure, centers, doesn't connect. Citrome to it first on the far side. Citrome up the far side. That'll be picked off and worked back here. The Stars have an opportunity. Mullins is going to drive towards the net. Mullins in the slot, tangled up, loses it in her feet and worked back here. As Joseph off the bench picks up the loose puck, knocks off of her stick. Mullins' shot doesn't make it to the net as Tran knocked that away. Back the other way, here comes the surge. Larkin, great job there defensively to angle off the opponent there and turn it over as McKenzie works it here. 45 seconds remaining. Second period of action. Player, D-to-D for Larkin. Too far to her reach. Walker trying to get there. She'll work it back here for Citrome, who works it back up for Walker. Walker with speed down the wall and over the blue line. Just knocked off of her stick and an offside call there as McKenzie couldn't help herself. That'll stop play here with 25.7 seconds remaining in the second period. My apologies once again if the feed cut out. Had a little bit of delay here with the Wi-Fi, said poor connection and stopped it, so we'll have to go back and check that out, but only missed about a minute or so, so hopefully it stayed up and running. We'll have to wait and see, but hopefully we are all back and all good. Here's 20 seconds remaining in the second period. High stick called here as a high sticking for the Surge will cause the face-off to stay inside. 14.1 seconds remaining here in the second period. The Surge lead by 2 off of 2 goals from the captain, Rachel Hartnell, and she's led her team here to the lead so far as Robertson picks up off the face-off. She works it back to center, has a little bit of time. She works it over the blue line. Robertson has it poked off of her stick. Great job there by Raina Fitzpatrick. Hartnell picks up the loose puck. Nedelku lets a shot go at the buzzer, and that'll do it for the second period of play. So after the second period of play, Hartnell scores once again. So she's got 2 as the Surge lead by 2 here at the end of 2. We'll be back for a third period of action after this intermission. Live on High Button Sports, I'm Logan Crothers. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back. And welcome back here for the third period of action between the Surge and the Stars. Quick note to add in there, Ellie Eisner with 2 assists in this game puts her up to 42 points on the year. Sets here up at the neutral zone and work back here come the Surge. Good job there by Lutley, holding the opponent up momentarily and not take out a penalty there as Fitzpatrick. Clearing attempt through the middle of the ice, picked off by Gould just outside the blue line. Lutley picks up the loose puck as that goes off the skate of Mullins. She couldn't dump it in, just outside the line. Now she gets it in, just inside the ringette line. Rossong pressured there by Mullins. As Rossong goes down, Mullins now sitting on top of her. She looks to get up. There's a chance Fitzpatrick centers. Gets knocked away there as LeBlanc will hold on for a whistle. As it trickled in on her, Rebecca LeBlanc holds on and that'll allow her team to change. As well as the Stars, as player out there with Walker. They've been buzzing all game here, looking to get on the board for the team from PEI as that puck worked to the ringette line and now out. Fitzpatrick gets pressured by the other number 17. Here's Hartnell. Hartnell shot. That puck sent wide past the blocker. Rachel Hartnell looking for 3. Hartnell spinning. So that's Kim. Lets a shot go and it's turned back here the other way. Good job by the Surge. Hartnell slot shot. Patted away as Rachel Hartnell has 2 here so far. Both goals for the Surge coming off the captain's stick. As Walker trying to work it out. She gets pressured. Now it is worked out all the way down. It's going to be delayed icing call here as it's blown dead. And the Stars are forced to stick with the players they have out there. Battled here, worked out. Walker tried to toe drag off the skate and sent right back in. Myers behind her net, doesn't get to it. Joseph in there on the forecheck. Myers now, she'll cycle it back in behind her own net for Larkin, who will keep playing things moving. Just to the point, Nadelku holds the line. Out in front, Buffett had it poked off of her stick. Job there by the defenseman for the Surge. Stepping in shot and a pad save once again. Here's Walker with it now. Walker with speed down the far side. She'll try to chip it in as Walker trying to stick with it. Knocked off of her stick and back the other way. Joseph turns it over at center and dumped back in by Myers. She'll peel off 4 changes. A new deer pairing out there for the Stars. Surge trying to chip it out. Work back here as Bradley spinning it up here for Matheson. Matheson fanned on the dump in attempt but ended up working out as Gibbs all the way back for it. Gibbs D to D for Hartnell. Has 2 as mentioned before. Hartnell, nice little play there. She gets her feet moving up ice. Rachel Hartnell has 2 in the game so far. Hartnell dishing it outside to the far side wall where Fitzpatrick tried to chip it around Gibbs. Can't do so as Gibbs stepped in from the point. Now she'll have to retreat. Fitzpatrick in the corner. Cross ice pass. Now here's a stretch pass right on the stick. Here's an little Mullins to her forehand and a save there by LeBlanc. Mullins out front, trying to find Lutley. Puck loose in the feet to the point. Fitzpatrick shot glove save. Rebound picked up by Hartnell. Hartnell finds Eisner. Eisner cuts back as she has it on her forehand. Blocker saved by Dunn. As Fitzpatrick now on the far side picks the puck up. She'll rim it around here to the short side. For her sister Raina Fitzpatrick, who battles with Kim in front of the bench as Mullins gets a stick on it and chips it in. Mullins with a breakaway chose to stop up and go to her forehand but couldn't get it elevated over the pad of LeBlanc, who has shut the door here so far. 16 minutes remaining here in the third and final period of regulation. Puck trying to work it back in. Good job to hold the line. was Gould. Trying to work it over, though, for Poirier. It was in behind her as Player picks up the loose puck down the far side wall. Player will chip it in. Kim to it first. She'll control behind her own net. Kim trying to work it up the wall, goes off a stick. Citrome stepping in and holds it down low. Kim will work it backhand for Tran, who has it on the far side. She'll work it up the wall through the neutral zone. Sangster, chip and chase, and she'll give on the forecheck. As that puck rimmed around past Citrome, as the winger went for a change, the puck was right there behind her. She stopped up as the surge ended up with the puck. Nedelku will work it D to D up. Sangster trying to chip it in, can't get it around. The stepping up defenseman there was Citrome. As the surge now over the line, here's Robertson, poked off of her stick to the point, centering. Matheson off a skate. Nedelku picks up the loose puck, drops it off. Robertson's shot goes wide. Matheson high off the glass and into the neutral zone. Smart play there. Won't have enough for icing. No, just inside the ringette line. That's picked up and worked back. McGuigan almost intercepted it, but had to wait to get for the forechecker to get onside. So McGuigan now on the far side wall, trying to battle it in. That puck picked off. Here's Mullins off the bench. Ellie Mullins walking it into her backhand shot and a blocker save. Steered away by LeBlanc. Larkin for Mullins over top of the circles. Mullins to the point, or to the slot, shot, rebound, sent wide by Lutley. As Mullins' shot didn't make it all the way to the net, it was blocked. The rebound off the block shot sat there for Lutley, who couldn't bury it home. Mullins trying to get it down low. Now she'll have to get back as Myers in the neutral zone, working it back up ahead. Here's Leckie. Chloe Leckie down the far side. That's chipped back into the neutral zone. Picking it up, though, Rossong down the wall. She'll chip it in behind Dunn. It'll be collected there, worked up by Larkin off the stick and into the neutral zone. Right off the bench into the action, here's Joseph. She'll work it back for her defenseman. Working it up the wall and sending it in. Here's Vautour. Myers gets pressure there by Joseph, who turns it over. Joseph into the slot, shot. Vautour sent that wide past the glove side. So now it'll be chipped back all the way down into the neutral zone as Vautour working it up on her backhand over the line. Centering pass intended for Joseph was intercepted by Player. Getting it back, here's a chance off the stick though as Buffett tried to center that one. Player will chip it around the far side wall to herself. She'll stop the puck up on a nice little play there, but it got knocked off of her stick. Bradley collected the loose puck. She'll work it wide now here through the neutral zone. Here's Player, 1-on-3. Walker trying to stop up and let a shot go. It's blocked to the point. That shot sent wide as Fitzpatrick stepped into that one. Mullins leaves it there for Player. So Player, Mullins, and Walker out there. So the line's getting shifted up a bit here as Mullins out of the corner. Has some pressure on her back. She looks to spin away. She'll cycle it down low for Walker. Has Player with her down there. She'll work it back to the point for Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick slap shot got blocked. Into the corner, Mullins between her legs, centering out in front. LeBlanc pokes it into the slot and picked up there by Buffett. Through the neutral zone, Buffett 1-on-3. She'll work it wide down the far or close side on her backhand. Centers and doesn't connect. Mullins over on the far wall. She'll chip it up, trying to connect with Lutley in the neutral zone. Went over her stick and back. Here comes Tran. She'll leave it there for Eisner, who has 2 assists here so far. Eisner on her forehand, looking in front, backdoor, big save there by Dunn. Sliding post to post and kicking the pad out. Grace Dunn with another save here, keeping her team in it as they trail by 2. That puck intended for Mullins, who went for a change, didn't see it behind her. Hartnell picked it up. She runs into Eisner. Eisner assisted both of the Hartnell goals here. A primary and a secondary assist puts her up to 42 points here on the year. Fitzpatrick, off her skate, and she'll dump it in. She'll peel off for a change as a few new sets of legs out there for the Down East Auto Parts Stars as they trail by 2 here with just over half a period remaining in regulation. Citrome over the blue line, drops it for Matheson. Matheson will float it over to the far side where that'll be turned over. Here's Gradone at the point. High shot there. That flooded off the post. There's a little bit of an arc shot there from the defenseman Gradone. That puck centered. Rebound shot into the pad, and that'll be held on to by the glove of LeBlanc. The Stars trailing by 2. Have some pressure there, trying to get a goal and a Few opportunities coming as the Stars continuing the pressure here. They're not out of this one yet. Still half a period remaining here. Walker on the draw. Can't win that as it goes back. Nedelku working at D to D. It gets punched up the wall on the far side as the Surge under some pressure now here. The Stars turn it over. Player, shot, glove save. LeBlanc holds on calmly. 11:02 remaining here. Third and final period of play here inside the Grant Harvey. Thanks for tuning in live on High Button Sports as back and forth action continuing here. 31-26, the shots in favor of the Surge. They lead by 2. Shot on, paddled away there by LeBlanc. Myers cycles it down low for Player. Back for Myers. Lets a sharp angle shot go. It got blocked. Rebound, a pad save there by the goaltender number 31, Rebecca LeBlanc, with her biggest save of the afternoon. Worked up here. Sangster gets in on the forecheck. Sangster pressured by Myers. Sangster sticks with it. Back here for Gibbs at the point. Gibbs walks, shots off the mask, looked like there. And Dunn finds the rebound sitting in front of her as it might have got deflected on the way to the net. And Dunn using her head to keep that puck out. 10:31 remaining here, third period. 2-0 the score for the JW Lindsay Surge. As both these teams looking to get a win here in the first game of this showcase. As it's worked up here, Mullins in her feet, trying to poke it around the defenseman who stepped up. That'll be worked into the neutral zone, but the Surge will control. Gibbs through the neutral zone, nice pass there as it's worked here for Leckie. Chloe Leckie stops up at the ringette line, works it back, but doesn't connect with Rossong, who has that center ice, who will flip it in. Lutley gloves it down, a delayed call coming here, as I didn't see the play, but a hooking call upcoming. Looks like the Stars are going to head to the penalty kill. It looks like it's going to be Lutley to the box. 10:04 remaining here in the third period. A hooking call is going to be charged to Emily Lutley, and the face-off to the glove hand side of Dunn. The Surge will get their second power play of the game. Eisner holds it on the wall. She'll work it down low. Eleanor Eisner in behind. Sorry, Ellie Eisner. And as Eisner has it now. Ellie Eisner pressured there, pinned against the wall, turns it over, and it's sent out by Player. Hartnell stepping up, trying to make a move. Good job there by Player to knock it off of her stick. Hartnell. Lutley in the box, serving the penalty. 1:20 seconds remaining on that as Hartnell works it in. They look to set up the power play. Second power play of the afternoon for the Surge as Mullins blocks that shot. Rossong down low. Robertson has pressure on her back. She's looking to get away from it. She'll leave it there for Hartnell. Cross ice pass that goes under the stick of Eisner as Hartnell tried to return the favor and give one to the lady who assisted both of her goals as Fitzpatrick tried to cross, and Mullins and Hartnell got tied up going to the net. Hartnell slow to get to her feet as now she makes it way up. Maybe a dead leg there. She still hasn't got it up to her feet. In front, Robertson shot there as Hartnell limping her way, or trying to crawl her way over to the bench. And that'll stop play there as Hartnell still not be able to get to her feet. So part of High Button Sports policy, we're not going to show you the injured player. We'll make you sure she's okay. We'll be right back after this injury timeout. So Hartnell made her way to the bench, had to get some assistance off the ice. She'll get evaluated, I believe maybe her knee seeming to cause the issues. She couldn't get up, so potentially her knee being the factor there. So hopefully she's okay. She's getting some attention on the bench down by the extra sticks there. You see down the bottom of your screen on the left side. So she made it to the bench, and she hopefully will return to this game, but as of right now, the captain for the Surge, who has 2 goals in this game, is currently down the tunnel getting evaluated, seeing what's up with her knee. She's seen one of the coaches coming out of the tunnel with a smile on her face, so hopefully she's in good spirits down there. We'll wait and see if she can make it back for this game. Hopefully nothing too serious. Can't afford to lose some time. Second half of the season, always a crunch time. I know myself, I had suffered a broken collarbone first game back after Christmas, and I made it back just in time for the second round of playoffs. So an injury like that, especially if it was a knee, it could take up, 2 to 8 weeks. So heads up over on the far side. That puck cleared up and out of play. We'll stop it for a whistle here. Faceoff's going to stay in the Surge zone. Hartner still hasn't left the bench. She's still down the tunnel getting worked on, so maybe a reoccurring issue. So she didn't seem like she was panicked or anything like that. She kind of seemed to know what was going on, so maybe a reoccurring issue, maybe a knee issue that had happened earlier on in her playing career. Maybe just tweaked it a little bit. Hopefully she's okay. As mentioned, here's a chance and a big save there. What a save by Rebecca LeBlanc. That was her best of the game here so far. She wore that right off the shoulder and kept it out of the back of her net, and a huge save there by LeBlanc. Surge down the other end. They look to respond. This work back here to the point. Here's Gibbs. She takes a shot up off the hand of Mullen. She shakes her hand off. It got her in an awkward spot now. Hand back to the stick. She'll work it through the neutral zone. Mullins, pressure on her back. She'll work across ice. Now peel off for a change. Reverse for Gibbs, who has it in behind her net. Now working it up the far side. Sangster tries to center. Picked off by Fitzpatrick. Lutley collects the loose puck. Lutley drops for Fitzpatrick. That's Raina Fitzpatrick this time. That was Bella Fitzpatrick, as Raina Fitzpatrick had picked off the pass moments before. Walker back to the point. Here's Bradley. She'll walk it in, let a shot go, and into the chest, and held on to by LeBlanc. So LeBlanc doing a great job there. She went and slid across with a big shoulder save there to keep her team up by 2. 6:35 here remaining in the third frame. And the last period of regulation that'll be rimmed around here on a reverse by Nedelku, who works it up here into the neutral zone. Just out of the reach though, as that'll be battled for here. Vautour in her feet, battling as well with Joseph. Nedelku works over to the far side where Buffett picks it up and works it over the line. Buffett dropping it down low for Joseph. Spinorama attempter. Doesn't go. Good job there, closing the post off. Puck to the point, now chipped out. Now here's a chance for the Stars. Trailing by 2. Foot race for it down the far side. Dot getting to it first. Nedelku. And a shot on. An awkward save there as it kind of hit her rebound or blocker, and it rebounded kind of into her chest. And LeBlanc holds on once again. Whistle inside the Surge zone. 5:52 remaining here. McGuigan, offensive zone draw. Just try to win it back. Can't do so. Puck in the feet between the defenseman and the winger on the far side. With some time, working it up the wall under the stick of McCormick to the point. Myers fumbled it. Now back to the way. Here's Robertson. Drops the shoulder. Robertson down the wall. Robertson cuts to the middle and can't squeak it through the 5-hole there. Nevaeh Robertson, the team leading goal scorer, has 25 goals so far here this year. Eisner trying to work it down the far side wall as it's sent back out by player. Delayed icing call upcoming here as it barely makes it, and the snow stopped it about 3 feet in front of the goal line. That'll take away the icing, so the Stars were able to change. Back here in the neutral zone, worked ahead. Here's Eisner, has pressure from Fitzpatrick on her back down low. Fitzpatrick battling, Eisner spinning away from pressure. Citrone picks off the pass and works it up here. Mullins, nice play there. Mullins shuffled it in behind her back with her backhand to find Lutley, who turned it over though in the neutral zone. Back the other way, nice move here. Down the far side, McCormick, shot, scores! McCormick slides it 5-hole and makes it 3-0 for the JW Lindsay Surge here in the third period. 4:42 remaining and a 3-0 lead now for the Surge. Quick shot that snuck through Maya McCormick on the forehand shot, went 5-hole, and the Surge now have a 3-goal lead. Under 5 minutes remaining in the period. Shots 34-30 in favor of the Surge, so only 4 shots separating these two teams, but the 3 goals is the biggest difference, as the Surge being able to net 3 here so far. The Stars have had their opportunities, but LeBlanc has just been unbelievable between the pipes for the Surge. It was unassisted, so the lone goal scorer there, no assist on the play. Here's a chance, shot, tip, pad save. Another big save there by LeBlanc. Rebecca LeBlanc showing us her skill set here on display as she kicked that puck out as it was tipped just in front of her. That puck sent in. Larkin up the wall. Turned over on the half wall though as that puck picked up by Leckie. Leckie centers, shot, Sangster. That was blocked by Gradone. Nice little move there to the middle. Here's a chance, Leckie in the slot. She'll work it out to the outside. Now back to the point. That shot blocked by McKenzie. As that'll be chipped in here by McGuigan, who will collect it now. McGuigan working it D to D. Too far the reach of Larkin, who just got it out of the zone. As the Surge on a line change, Gould will step over the boards. Nedelku dumping it in. Down low, spinning it was Sangster. Cycling it down low to it first, Gould. She'll cycle it. And in the corner, trying to connect there with Poirier. She turned it over though. Fitzpatrick now on the far side. She'll battle, turn it over to Sangster, who works it to the point. That shot, tipped there. Another tip and a shot on by Gould. Another save. Back-to-back saves there for the goaltender Grace Dunn as it's worked back into the neutral zone. Nedelku, that's worked in just over the blue line. Fitzpatrick will work it back here one-on-one. That's Bella Fitzpatrick who worked it down low. That pass onto the stick of Joseph, who will go one-on-one. Bradley got a stick there to disrupt that pass. Lutley working it back down low now on the turnover. Lutley centers off the skate and the Surge collecting it. As Hartnell now will get some assistance off. I hope she's okay. She's not going to return to this game. She'll get carried off by a couple coaches and parents down below us here. So best of luck going out to captain for the Surge, who will head off by the assistance of coaches. So hopefully she is okay. Well, prayers and best of luck to her as potential ankle or knee injury for the captain, who had 2 goals in the game. A pretty solid game for Rachel Hartnell, and an unfortunate injury. We'll play on here as it's worked around to the far side and chipped up just into the neutral zone. Surge collecting. That's Nevaeh Robertson, the leading goal getter here for the Surge. She's got 25 goals on the year. Eisner shot up and into the mesh and out of play. So, best of luck to Rachel Hartnell from all the people here up at High Button Sports. Want to say best of luck to you and hopefully a speedy recovery and nothing too serious. As the Surge offensive zone draw, won it back to the point. Battled for here, now poked out into the neutral zone. Great job as it's worked back here. As a Surge, a little bit of ping pong going on here. It gets sent in. LeBlanc plays it there. As it worked up, Tran doesn't connect on the backhand pass. Cycled back down low. Here's Matheson trying to center out in front. goes off a skate and it's picked up. Kim works it ahead for Eisner, who leaves it there. Buffett with a step down the far side. Buffett feeding in front, and a big save there by Dunn. Off the blockers, Dunn slid across. Kept that one out. Mullins down the far side wall. She'll cut to the middle. Mullins still with it, just trying to stick with it as the puck kind of seems to just be rolling away from her as Mullins. Shot goes off the skate into the far, or close side now. Larkin will step up. Goes off a skate. Lutley in there trying to create havoc. Larkin stopping it at the point. She'll hold the line. Let a shot go. That was blocked, I think, by Valtour. Might have got a piece of it. On the far side. Good step up there by Citrome. 20 seconds remaining here. Third and final period. That bounces under the stick of Lutley, and the Stars will regroup. Larkin from center. She'll dump it off the end wall, where Tran will collect it now in behind the goal line. Tran up here for Leckie. Larkin stepped up. Leckie poked it past her, and that'll do it here for the third period of play. So after 3 periods of play, the Surge win this one by a score of 3-0 over the Down East Auto Parts Stars. Before I sign off here, I just want to give a quick shout out to my great uncle, Edward, who unfortunately lost the battle to stomach cancer earlier today. If you want to know a stat from any sport, you could ask that guy right there. And I think that's probably how I ended up with the, I guess, statistician's mind. And just want to say thank you for everything he's done, and I know he'll be watching over us. Shout out to Uncle Ed. Rest in peace. That's it for us here at High Button Sports. Be sure to stay tuned here as more action coming live from the Grant Harvey Center in Fredericton, New Brunswick.